In March 1947, Earl Louis Mountbatten and his wife Edwina arrive in New Delhi. The great-grandson of Queen Victoria and second cousin to George VI, Mountbatten brings a regal presence to the drama of India's independence. As the last viceroy, he bears responsibility for India's fate.
2nd of April, 1947. I have now completed my first week in office. I should like to be able to paint an encouraging picture of my first impressions, but feel it would be misleading if I did so. The scene here is one of unrelieved gloom. At this early stage, I can see little common ground on which to build any agreed solution for the future of India. The only conclusion I have been able to come to is that unless I act quickly, I may well find the real beginnings of a civil war on my hands.
By May, attempts to create a unified India have failed. Gandhi retreats from political life. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, leader of the Muslim League, and Jawaharlal Nehru of the Indian National Congress concede to divide India. Fearing a total loss of control, Mountbatten brings forward the transfer of power to August. Two nations will be created by partition, a secular India and a new homeland for India's Muslims, Pakistan. Nehru addresses the people of India.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
The 15th of August, 1947, the British Empire in India has come to an end. The last viceroy, Louis Mountbatten.
The flag raising and the salute were done amid scenes of the most fantastic rejoicing. And as the flag broke, a brilliant rainbow appeared in the sky, which was taken by the crowd as a good omen.
August 14, 1947, symbolized the rebirth of a nation after the slumber of centuries and a long struggle for self-determination. The Constituent Assembly paid a tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, the architect of Indian freedom, and assumed power for the governance of India. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister, said with moving eloquence,
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge.
Dateline India, August 15th, 1947. In a moment, the story. India's battle for independence from the British Empire had been a pressing problem since the early years of the 20th century. Mohandas K. Gandhi, spiritual leader of millions of Hindus, had waged a passive war for several decades before the negotiations were to take a favorable trend. At the conclusion of World War II, Great Britain offered an autonomous state of existence to all of India, leaving the door open for complete independence later. Gandhi and his protege Nehru met with the English delegation and declared that such a situation would be unsatisfactory. They demanded complete withdrawal of all British control. Then on March 14, 1946, England offered complete independence. The years of unrest could now be brought to a close, but the problems facing such a course were many. The Asian country for centuries had been divided into two major religious groups, the Hindus and the Muslims. Now that complete freedom was within their grasp, the two religious philosophies clashed violently. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, head of the powerful Muslim League, argued for a separate Muslim state of Pakistan. Great Britain had vetoed the partitioning at first as being completely unfeasible, but the threat of uncontrolled civil war forced Prime Minister Attlee's government to reverse the official thinking on the matter. February 20th, 1947, found Lord Mountbatten, a staunch advocate of partitioning, replacing Lord Wavell as the Viceroy of India. At the same time, in separate assemblies, the Muslim League and the Hindu Confederation finally accepted the British offer of independence of the two separate states of India and Pakistan.